Hey, welcome to Cooking with PRTC. I'm your host, Mark McRoy. Today, we're going to cook a navy bean soup with kielbasa, turkey kielbasa, so it's going to be low fat. We're going to top it off with a pastrami sandwich with sauerkraut. Anyway, stick around. We'll get started soon. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. We're going to get started on our soup. And this great thing about the fall is it's soup season. Because instead of trying to cook something light all the time, you can go ahead and cook something with some body that just has flavor. And that's one thing I just love. And I'm not a real big soup fan, but my mother gave me this recipe, and I know y'all hear me say that all the time. But we have a Maundy Thursday service at our church for Easter. And I'm telling you what, every time the ladies in the church call up, hey Mark, would you mind doing the turkey soup, kielbasa soup, or white bean soup? I'm going to let you name it when you get finished, because whatever you want to call it's fine with me. It is very, very tasty though. Okay. Start off with some bell pepper. We're going to put a little bit of heat to this today. Not a whole lot, because I know everybody doesn't like it. But I do, and you're not here, so I'm going to do it anyway. A little bit of chili peppers. And a very good friend of mine gave me a year's supply of these. There must be 30 of them in a bag. I would love to share them with you. Oh, come on. Might need to cut that again. Try and get the meat and the seeds out. Just makes it a little bit, I don't know, you don't want a mouthful of seeds when you're eating your soup. I love the end of the season when everybody starts giving you all their leftover vegetables. But the peppers, for whatever reason, they always stay on the vines longer than the tomatoes. And you can get these right up until sometimes October, November. But they are tasty. If you do have an eye itch or something like that, you want to make sure you wash your hands before you scratch your eye with these. Otherwise, you may end up at the hospital and the nice doctor saying, gee, that was stupid. Because there's not a whole lot you can do about it, except rinse it out. Anyway, it hurts really bad. If you ever wondered what they make pepper spray out of, it's this. Okay. Got that. Oops. Okay. Get these seeds out of the way. All right. Chop these little babies up. We're going to do this first. I like the consistency. We're not going to burn these or wilt them completely, because they're going to be in the soup, and we're going to let them cook for probably an hour. This soup is so good that when you are cooking it, if you're in a rush, you can put it together, get it hot. You can serve this thing in 15 minutes. But like your spaghetti sauce or anything else you cook, it's going to taste better the longer you let it cook. So if you've got a crock pot, you want to put it in that and let it cook overnight, that'll be fine. Then serve it for Sunday after church. It'll be great. Okay. And you've seen us do this before. All we're going to do is chop these little babies up, put them in our frying pan. a little olive oil, and we're going to wilt them and just get them started. Okay. The green bell peppers are fine. I think these are a little sweeter and they have a little different taste. The other thing is it's going to be a white bean soup, and this will give it more color. Same thing with the onions. We're going to use a red onion and a white onion, and they all taste like onions. They all have different flavors, but still, we want the color because it's going to be a real pretty soup when we're finished. Okay. I think the prep time on this is really, seriously, in all honesty, you could eat this stuff in 30 minutes. Okay. Get rid of those little red peppers there because they're smaller, and we definitely want to cut those up tiny because you don't want to chow down on the soup and say, oh, that's real good and nice and mild. Then all of a sudden you grab hold of one of those red peppers and it's a little bigger than it needs to be. Then all of a sudden you're drinking a bunch of milk. Okay. But these aren't real hot. These are actually milder than a jalapeno. And they just add a little flavor. And that's what we're going for today. Okay. Yeah. I would like to keep talking to you while I do this, but there's a couple of things you really have to pay attention to, especially when you're using a good knife. Okay. And not amputating my fingers, definitely one of the things I want to do. These little things here, just a piece of plastic, protects your counter. You can buy them for like $2 or $3 at the big box stores or at a cooking store. A little olive oil, probably 2 or 3 tablespoons. We'll put this on our oven on a good heat, probably about a good halfway. There we go. I'm going to let that start. Chop up our onion. I wish there were a way to save onions so you could buy them when they were in season and then have them all year round. But, you know, they bring them in from Peru and Mexico and Venezuela or whatever. Shoot, they're good all the year. Okay, come here. Mess up my system. There we go. Okay. Drop that in with our peppers. Get our little white onion here. And again, the white onions are always sweeter. The red onions are tasty, but it's definitely a different texture, different flavor. Okay. Okay. Let that sit there for a second. It's our nice little bamboo spoon. Turn on the vent, drive the people walking around the block crazy. Can't do that. Okay. Go back and use a little bit of our elephant garlic. Okay. Garlic is kind of funny, it's sticky. Sometimes it just peels right off and sometimes it doesn't. I guess it's kind of like hard-boiled eggs. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, got all that nice and done. What I'm going to do is, you don't want it to taste like garlic soup, so we're going to use a little bit, probably only a half a clove. That's still a lot of garlic. Okay, that gets the flavor out. Plus, it's really just fun to do. Okay. Okay. We'll put this in there with our peppers and onions. We'll come back and start working on our base for our soup. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ard, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs at USC Salkehatchie. My Salkehatchie is the faculty. We have University of South Carolina faculty, each approved by his or her respective Columbia department. When you take English or mathematics at USC Salk, you get the same course, same credit, with the same quality professors as USC Columbia. Exactly the same. And our faculty have degrees from all over the world. University of Dublin, University of Washington, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Auburn University, the Ohio State University, Vanderbilt University, and Cornell University. Our faculty are not only great teachers, but they also are held to the university standards of research and service. Research areas include breast cancer cures, wetlands protection, and economic analysis and prediction. Service includes working with local historical groups, theater groups, international student and community groups, and much, much more. Salkehatchie is the University of South Carolina, with all of the academic distinctions that come with the word university. I hope you will come be a part of my Salkehatchie.
Welcome back. We're going to get started on our soup stock. All we're going to do, this is, again, I know I say this all the time, but it's very simple. We're going to take our colander and just dump our navy beans in here. If you have a northern bean that you like, basically it's just a white bean soup. And again, if you've got your favorite kind of bean, you use it. I'm not going to judge you. Okay, we're going to rinse this off, get all the stuff out. Okay. Just turns it right back into nice little beans. Okay. Take our top here. All right. Dump that. What this is allowing us to do is to flavor our own meal. Because instead of all that goo and preservatives and salt, this is actually a very healthy soup, and I know y'all aren't used to me doing stuff like that. But I'm telling you, you're really going to enjoy this. But it takes all that just, I don't know, packaging material and lets us flavor it the way we want to. Okay. Got that. Okay, 4 cans of soup, or 4 cans of beans, sorry. We're going to use 1 whole can of stewed tomatoes. And just for fun, because we've done the stuff, we've made it bland, today we're going to have a little bit of bite to it, 1 small can of Rotel tomatoes. Put this on the other burner and let that heat up. Okay, these are just about done. Turn that down. Oh wow, that really is starting to smell good. Just so Mark doesn't drop it, we're going to use a hot pad so we don't have to tell our joke about the horseshoe again. Okay. And again, this is just so pretty. Turn that off. Stir that up. We're going to let this cover up and sit. If you got some people coming over to watch the football game, or you just have some, you want a little appetizer or a nice soup to go with your Thanksgiving dinner, this stuff is it. It is very, very good. Okay, cover that up. And we're going to slice up our kielbasa. There's no science to this. Whatever you like. If you like a thick kielbasa or you like it big old hunks, do that. I like it, a little of it to go around. So I'll dissect it and then just chop it up like this. Okay. Again, we're using turkey kielbasa today as opposed to the nice, wonderful stuff with all the beef and pork fat. This is going to be a low-fat lunch until I get to the sandwich. Okay. All right. Again, this way you get more of the meat flavor throughout the soup. Okay. Okay. All right. Notice how I slowed down at the end when I was running out, because the last thing I want to do was cut Mark's finger. Turn the heat back on. Come on. Making me look bad on TV. There we go. And since this is such low-fat meat, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to it, just so it won't scald. Okay. We'll let that cook for a few minutes. And then we'll add it to our beans and peppers and onions. Okay. How's that for simple? Okay. Now we're going to get started on the sandwich and we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, this is Uncle Miles Crosby with I-93.7, and I hope you'll join me weekday mornings from 6 until 10 every Monday through Friday, featuring The Swap Shop, where Greg and Beth join me from 8 until 9 to help you sell, buy, or swap something. 782-9254 is the number if you'd like to be a part of The Swap Shop. We'd love to hear from you. Keep that same number handy as we go at 9 o'clock into the All Request Brunch. If you got something you want to hear, we'll serve it up on the menu from 9 until 10. 782-9254. When it comes to sports, we got your sports action. Local high school football every Friday night during the season. Greg Pryor and the boys bringing you that action. And of course, Clemson football, some of the best college football right here at I-93.7. And when it comes to racing, we've got your NASCAR action. All this and more. Once again at I-93.7, and of course the best of the 90s, 2K, and today at I-93.7, the Low Country's hot hits. I hope you'll join us every weekday morning from 6 until 10.
Hey, now we're going to get ready to have the fun stuff. My favorite thing in the world as far as eating is a sandwich. I love them. So we're going to put the sausage, which is nice and browned, put that in with our navy beans, which has come to a boil. I've reduced the heat so that it's just staying hot. Again, everything's cooked, so that's all we're doing is keeping it warm. Before we serve it, we're going to put in about a pound of fresh spinach. But right now, we're going to get ready and have some fun with our sandwiches, which again, I just love. Okay, first we need that. Then we need a little bitty bowl. We're going to use probably 3-to-1 mayonnaise over mustard. So probably, let's say 4 ounces. Spoonful of mustard. Yellow mustard is fine. If you like the crushed mustard or the hot mustard or the whatever, feel free, use it. Yellow mustard is fine. We'll use a good heavy tablespoon of horseradish. We'll mix that up with my little handy dandy whisk. I love mayonnaise, but since we're all working not to use fat and not to do that, that's why we're doing this. It has wonderful, spectacular flavor between the horseradish and the mustard and the mayonnaise. They just really complement each other. I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper in there, just a touch, a little bit of salt, and what the heck, let's put a little garlic salt in there just for fun. All right, stir that around. I like a little Texas Pete in there as well, but since I don't know the palate of our guest today, we're going to take it easy on them. What we're going to do here is I got some good Jewish rye bread. I don't know if the Jews invented the rye bread, but it's some good stuff. We've tried the, what was it, the marble rye before. That was just absolutely wonderful. Okay. Put a little bit of that. I'm a little bit picky on this. I like it to be spread out even so you can get the same flavor throughout the sandwich. Okay. All right. And again, I don't want too much. So we're going to spread that out nice and evenly. Put a little bit back in there. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay. We'll have some fun here in just a second. Okay. Everything is better when it's served hot, except ice cream. All right, so we're going to do that. Put that right there. Bring a little heat back up to our frying pan. Touch olive oil. Put the olive oil in there so that it won't stick. We've got some fresh deli roast beef and pastrami. We're going to have 2 sandwiches, and we're not going to be chintzy on it. Put in a good few slices of each. We're going to put these and just brown them and bring them up to heat. If you're feeling really good, put a little brown sugar on top of it and a splash of bourbon. It just really brings out some flavor. But again, we're going to take that easy on those today. All right. Now, what else we got? Okay. Slide these over until our sandwiches get hot. Oh boy, that's good. All right. Cut us up a little onion. Put that right there. Okay. And again, these little things bring out so much flavor. And they're good all year round. Okay, almost got me, but I missed. So, no blood, no foul. Just like basketball in high school. Okay. 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 And one more for good luck. I love spring onions. If you had enough of them, you could throw them in there with the soup. It won't hurt that at all either. Might use that as a garnish. Makes it look pretty. Okay. Now, mix all that up. Sprinkle that right there. Sprinkle that right there. Okay. Here we go. Now, get us a little horseradish. Horseradish. Sorry about that. Sauerkraut. I put this out a little while earlier just to let it drain. Let the sauerkraut juice, if you will, slip to the bottom. That'll keep it from being a soggy sandwich. I like sauerkraut. I just polled our tasters and they are not, one of them likes sauerkraut, one of them doesn't. So we're going to put just a little bit on there for him so he doesn't get his feelings hurt. Okay, now we'll put that there. Stir around our meat. Let that get nice and toasty. Okay, that looks perfect. Nice and juicy. And again, what the heat does, it brings the flavor just out in the meat. All right, we've got pastrami and we've got roast beef. And they are both just wonderful. There we go. Pastrami and roast beef. Okay. Put a little bit of that there. A little bit of that there. They are not going to be small sandwiches. Okay. I'm telling you, you're going to love these. Okay. Put that right there. Okay. Now, you can use mozzarella cheese. You can use, I just like a white cheese. Swiss, mozzarella, whatever. Mix it up. Put them all on there. Okay. Now, put our sandwiches like that. Now, we're going to have some real fun. Got our pot going. This is our butter from the community kitchen, or the Colleton County kitchen, excuse me. But this stuff, I just can't get enough of it. And I had a little bit left over from the last show, so I decided to use it on this. But this stuff just is out of this world. Out of this world good. Okay. And yes, all that wonderful talk about low-fat soup, we just shot ourselves in the foot. Okay. Take our sandwich, walk over here, and put this in the skillet without burning our fingers. Okay. There we go. We're going to put this together. I'm going to turn this over and cook on both sides. Then we're going to add some spinach to our soup. We're going to plate it up and come back and sample it. Y'all come back and join us. Welcome back to Cooking with PRTC. Some very good friends of mine from church, Gail and Bucky McCormick, have come and decided to be my guinea pigs for the day. We've got our turkey kielbasa navy bean soup with spinach and tomato and peppers and onions. Our sandwiches are roast beef, pastrami, sauerkraut, little onion, some Swiss cheese, and our mixture of mayonnaise, horseradish, and mustard. Y'all dig in and let me know what you think. Thank you again for taking your time to join us.
Delicious.
I'm glad you approve. Let me know what you think about the soup.
The soup is excellent.
I appreciate you. We've got another friend of ours at church, Martha Johnson, who just, anytime something comes up at church, she asks me to make that soup. So I'm kind of proud of it. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Y'all come back and we'll see you again next time.